Morning, everybody. As a leader, have you ever hired somebody? And the answer is probably yes, you have. Most leaders have hired people and continue to hire people. And if you've hired people long enough, you've probably had the really nice experience about somebody that you hired and came to agreement, came to terms, everything's great. And then the night before they're supposed to start, they call you, text you, email something, and say, "Oh, hey, by the way, I decided to stay where I'm at. I'm not coming." Okay. Now, we've all probably experienced that. And it's probably one of the most frustrating things you can go through in the whole hiring and people process is you spend a lot of time, a lot of resources, a lot of energy, probably a decent amount of money recruiting, interviewing, maybe assessing this person, and you come up with an offer. You probably pass on some other candidates because you want this one. And then you sit down, you come to terms, everybody's great, and then they don't show up. So a couple things. As a leader, when that happens to you, and if it happens to you more than a couple times, you're going to start losing credibility with your team because your team is it happens once, everybody goes, "Yeah, you can't depend on people." But if it happens to you more than a couple times, people start wondering, what are you missing? Why can't you close this deal? Why can't you find the right person? Why can't you get that person in here? We need the help on the team. So you need to understand that it becomes a reflection on you as a leader. Okay. Now, I'm going to share with you a tip I learned from somebody else some years ago, 15 so years ago, something like that, on this very thing. And here's kind of the deal is that you have a candidate, you've gone through the process, you made an offer, you've agreed on money and terms and everything like that. And then you sit there and so let's just kind of do this. So if I'm sitting there and I go, "Okay, Bob, really happy to have you come into our company, starting in a couple weeks, blah, blah, blah. Let me ask you a question. How do you think it's going to go when you go talk to your current employer? You go talk to your current boss. What do you think they're going to say to you when you tell them you're leaving?" Okay, that's the question that you ask. More than likely, you're going to say, "Oh, they're not going to say anything. They can't do anything. They can't offer anything." They're going to say something like that to kind of blow that off. So then the next step you take is you say, "Let's role play that a little bit. I will be your current employer, and you come in and tell me that you're leaving." And you role play it out. And during that role play, you're going to find out whether this person is really serious about leaving, if they're thinking about leaving, but they're really playing your offer against their current employer to maybe get more money from them. Because they'll throw some things out, and I'll say, "Well, Brett, man, you've been here for 6 years and everything is great. And, we can do this. We can give you more responsibility. We can give you a raise. We can give you more PT, whatever. How they come back gives you a really strong indication about where their head's at when it really comes down to leaving. Because for people that don't quit very often, when they go into that other person, they sit down and they say, "I know I've been here for 6 years, but I found a better offer and I got to go." It's an emotional thing, right? It's a relationship there. And you never know what people are going to do when they get in this situation, especially if the candidate you're talking to has been at their company for a long time. Maybe they've only left a job twice in their 20-year career or something like that. They don't do it all the time. They don't really know how to do it. So it's a really, really good practice to get into when you're making a hire is just do a quick role play with them. "Hey, I just want to let you, I just want to see how you're going to respond. I just want to see how this might play out, how it might sound, and how I might be able to help you come up with some ideas or words that you could use if you get into trouble." So anyway, I hope that helps with your hiring. If it does, great. And if you're interested, you can check out my YouTube channel below. The link's below. You can follow me on LinkedIn. The link to my book is down below where I talk about this topic and many other ones. So anyway, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you again.